Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and today I'm going to be reacting to an overwhelmingly requested song, which is Happy Now by Pentatonix. I cannot count the number of recommendations I got for this when I reacted to Be My Eyes, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago. It seemed like every third comment was saying, now you need to do this one, so, you know, why not? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I do want to throw out thanks, however, to some folks in particular. Ruth, Elizabeth Tucker, Sean Boy, Mask, DF5199, R. Philly Agaful, Ruth, 2141, Joe Barnhart, and Melissa Coviello, all of whom recommended this. I think some on the Be My Eyes video and some before that. I've lost track of which and where. But just wanted to pass out my thanks to you for putting this in front of me, and we shall see what's going to happen here. I have no context for this. It's another new, not new, it's 2 years old, but original by Pentatonix, written by Scott, I understand, and I don't really know much more than that, so, you know, I'm going into this very blind. We'll see what happens. Just as a heads up, by the way, to those who are commenting on my various videos, I am once again trying to get through all the comments. I had a bit of a crazy couple of weeks where I was doing some performances, and that kind of took me out of having time in the evenings. And then I'm actually away as this comes out. I've been away for the past week stage managing a theatre show. So I will be a bit behind with everything. I apologise. I keep trying to catch up and then something gets in the way. But I promise I am slowly reading through everything, and I do enjoy your comments, so thank you for keeping them coming. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. I'm going to watch this video straight through. I'm not going to stop it. I'm just going to enjoy it, emote, comment over the top. And then I will go back and do a full analysis. I will watch it from the beginning, interrupting, pausing, and offering what commentary and analysis I feel I can. So that's how this works. If you're just in this for the reaction, the first quarter or so of this video should be good for you. Please do like this video if you enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button. It costs you folks absolutely nothing, but it does wonders for me. Do hit the notification bell so you can decide how often you are notified when I post something new. And if you'd care to, you can go over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where you can donate to support the channel. Not necessary, but very much appreciated if you do so. And I think that's actually it. That's a very short introduction for me, but I think I'm just going to dive on into this one, because I don't have much more context to offer it. So let's just see what happens. So this is Happy Now by Pentatonix.
Is it illegal to move on without you? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? I wanna be happy now.
I love the clapping.
I wanna be happy now. Is it okay if I laugh into my chest? Wanna remember how to surrender.
This is really nice.
Is it okay if I drop some of the pressure? Have an adventure, give me the keys. I think I wanna be happy now. I think I wanna be happy now.
I love the different visuals for everyone too. The black and white's very cool.
Is it illegal to move on without you? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? I wanna be happy now. I wanna be happy now.
I love this beat. Even though it's a very questioning song, it feels like there's a lot of positive energy. Oh, that's cool. Oh, the color, that's awesome.
Is it illegal to move on without you? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? I wanna be happy now.
Oh, yes.
I wanna be happy now.
This is super catchy. The use of color and saturation is really cool. Oh, this is gorgeous. Love the harmonic balance. I love whatever this setting is too. It's really cool. Oh. This is stunning. Yes! Oh, that is gorgeous. What fun, too!
Is it illegal to move without you? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? I wanna be happy now. I wanna be happy now.
Okay, just a fade out, or like an ending. That is a really... I like that song. That's a really, really well-crafted piece of music. I'm really, really impressed with that. I love what they've done. There's so much... well, there's a lot to go into. We'll start in a minute. But the use of progression, how things move on, how the song develops harmonically, how the visuals develop in multiple different ways, really. It's great. There's always something going on, but it's always going somewhere. Nothing is filler, which I wouldn't expect per se from Pentatonix, but that felt like it had a little bit more direction than some of the. You know, it wasn't just. You know, you get a sense sometimes with their videos that it's about the atmosphere and the presentation and really awesome visuals, but there isn't always a story behind it. This felt like it had a little bit more of that, and I am here for it. I really enjoyed that. I think I'm just going to go straight back and start watching that again, because I really liked it. So let's see what's what. I'm not going to say anything about the title card, because it's plain, and I've talked about that style before in a previous video, so just going to leave it and move on. I am, however, going to stop immediately, because that's what I do. This contrast right here, where we have Kevin in profile, this sharp white light catching... Well, I say that, we don't know what colour the light is because it's grayscaled, but insofar as we see it, the white light catching the profile of his face so beautifully, and then just the rest of the back of his head in shadow. The hands, you can very clearly see what he's doing with his hands, the definition in the jacket, really clear, and just these hints of these leaves and plants behind him. There's so little in this shot. There's no color, there's very little distraction, there's not a lot of background. While there is definition in the things we can see, there is very little definition in the shot as a whole. It's very, very targeted definition. This is an extremely powerful opening shot, and given where the video is going, what it's going to do with color and light and backgrounds and things like that, this is an astonishing beginning, and this is what I was talking about with progression. How far they will go from this shot is incredible. I love starting the clapping. Having rhythmic clapping as a percussive instrument is really cool, but having it as the percussive instrument, not to mention the beginning of the song, is a fantastic choice. Also, I just realized the complete randomness of the fact that I'm wearing one of my flower shirts today. Ha! Finally! I accidentally wear something appropriate. Anyway. I love that we have that moment of the imagery here. The flower gradually opening, you know, all the pieces kind of unfurling, gives a sense. I have no context for what this song is about. In fact, I haven't done my, I haven't done my usual. Let's just go and see any of the comments. I know PTX is not great at this. Yeah, there's basically no information at all. Never mind. In the description of the video, that is. It feels to me like this is a song about growth and about moving on, but in a positive way, because it's not saying, I don't know what to do now that you're gone. It's not saying, you're gone, so I'm stuck. It's saying you're gone, and I'm looking for the permission within myself, essentially, or at least that's what it feels like, to be okay, to be happy, even though that has happened. It's a very powerful message. And I think that that's something, it's a very difficult thing to come to do whenever there's any kind of separation, grief, whatever it happens to be, whatever the context of this song is, it's moving on is hard. And I think finding permission within yourself to be okay is a really, really powerful thing, because sometimes you don't feel like you have a right to be happy. And it feels like that's kind of what this is tackling. And it's tackling it in such an upbeat and positive way. I really, really like that. And this imagery of growth, of the flower growing, this is the song encapsulated in a nutshell to me. Now, I only took in so many of the lyrics while I was listening through to it that time. I need to hear more of it. So if I have just gone way off-piste, my apologies. But that's what I got from a first flash, if you like. Oops.
Is it illegal to move on without you?
And now here again, we have this very choice lighting. Very particular. What catches my eye, actually, and it's a weird thing to focus on, but it's the particular brightness on the collar, just here, that we've got. That's not necessarily what you would expect to be highlighted, but it follows the track of this single strip of light that's going across Scott's mouth. Of course, with a singer, the mouth is one of the most important things to be able to see. If you're singing and your mouth is obscured, a lot of emotion can be lost. Even though a lot of it comes through in the vocals, some of it is also visually stimulated. The eyes as well, and in this case, the eyes are actually completely gone. We can just see the sheen of his right eyelashes. But this is such a powerful shot. And again, that definition in the forehead, in the nose, in the chin, it's very select. It gives us, we know exactly who this is, but we can't see much about, because they haven't grown out of the shadow that they've put upon themselves yet. Again, assuming my interpretation of this song is somewhat accurate. They've got this growth coming. And so starting off like this is just brilliant.
Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance?
And then we switch straight away, and now we're not seeing the mouth, we're seeing the eyes. Now we see a different facet of Scott. But he's just as cloaked in shadow. We're just seeing a different part lit. And that's interesting to me as well, is this decision not to cut back from that shot and have a wider shot with just the mouth lit still. Now we're switching to the eyes. You can see the definition of the mouth moving, even though the actual mouth itself is hidden away in the shadows somewhat. This lighting is masterful.
Dance like I'm about you. Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to when I'm without you?
That's such a great line, isn't it? Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? The questioning, this is why I see it's so much moving on, because the questioning is there. It's not, is it illegal to dance? Can I do it? It's, I'm going to do it. Is it okay? And that's why I'm talking about finding permission within yourself. Because if you've moved on from somebody, or if somebody has left you, for whatever reason, that's what it comes to, is find it's not, you're not getting permission from them anymore in any way. That's not really what's being asked here. It's permission from within to say, yes, it is okay. You have to find that comfort within yourself. That's a really powerful line.
Is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to? And I'm without you, I wanna be happy now.
This, again, my goodness, these starting shots are incredible. This shot of Mitch under this sheer fabric, I guess it looks almost like a kind of sheet or something like that, I'm not quite sure. But, again, technically completely lit, but also completely obscured. This is extraordinary. And here you get some interesting little extra bits of definition, because you're getting the reflection of the earring, you're getting the reflection of the clothing. You can see a rough shape of the face, but not as much as we got from Kevin and Scott. Mitch is a little bit more... it's a different kind of concealment here, but still concealed. Oh, this is extraordinary.
Am I allowed to? And I'm without you, I wanna be happy now. I wanna be...
We also add this element of the light passing around the background, where with Scott we have even less of an idea of what's behind than we do with Kevin. Here with Mitch, we see it completely for a minute. Very obscured, very, very dim and in the background, but we do actually see everything that's going on behind. Even as we are still introducing people in their own form of obscurity and shadow, there is an evolution in what we're seeing behind them. Also, vocally speaking, I love, on the word happy, we get this lovely, beautiful harmonic introduction.
Be happy now. I wanna be happy now.
And it's a dark tone. Everybody's quite low in their registers. We've got progression to go there as well in terms of what the harmony is offering. Everyone is starting very reserved, still in their dark place with somewhere else to go. Now we have more interesting reveal shots here. This one's fascinating because as we see it, Kirsty's in the background herself. She is the background. We're seeing this rain coming down the window pane in front of her. And that's a fascinating decision because, yet again, in obscurity, but not in the forefront of the image. It's the thing that's in the forefront that is doing the obscuring. So just as with Mitch, different style once again. This is so interesting. And in this case, the obscurity is blurring. A combination of the blurring from the water that's coming down and just seeing through the glass a little bit.
I'll be happy now.
And with Matt, we get something different again. We're seeing a lot more of his face than we did of anybody else, I would say. Maybe Kirsty's kind of close to that. But in his case, we have this different thing where even though we see him, we've got this double. And it still creates this sense of insecurity. We don't get the feeling that we're seeing a happy Matt at this point in time. There's something amiss. And the background in this case is also similarly blurred, and it gives this kind of out of place sense that we've got going on here. So all five, even though to a certain extent Kevin and Scott were sort of introduced with a similar effect, all five of them have their own individual introduction here that shows whatever place they are in as their character in this music video as being an individual thing that they have to find their way out of, which they will do during the course of this. This is so good.
I wanna be happy now. Is it okay if I laugh into my chest?
And now we start. I'm not going to go into every single shot we see in this kind of detail. But this is so great because now we see a lot more of Kevin, and even though we still have this line that is indicating a part of his face that we're seeing, like we can see his other eye, we can kind of figure out the shape of the mouth a little bit more, we can see more detail in the clothing. there's a bit, we see more plant life behind him. Things are emerging from shadow, and that is a progression that will continue throughout this entire video. I'm not going to say it every time it happens. I'll stop if something particularly cool goes on, but just this is cinematographically, this is stunning.
Be happy now. Is it okay if I laugh into my chest? Wanna remember how to surrender? Is it okay if I drop some of the pressure? Have an adventure.
Oh, that was cool.
How to surrender? Is it okay if I drop some of the pressure? Have an
Right, this shot here that says, hang on a minute, because, and those of you who are going to write, oh, but that's Kirsty's reflection. Yes, I know. But we only find that out now. Because this is where we actually see, hang on a minute, the background technically is the glass, and we're seeing Kirsty's reflection behind it because she's with us. But there's two very cool things there. One, that reveal, because it could just be her behind the glass. And that is a very, very cool element in and of itself, the fact that we suddenly go, nope, she's right next to us, as we look at the screen. Two, is it now means that one of her forms of obscurity was that she was looking at her own reflection and seeing the sadness or the hole that's been left by this person moving on in her own reflection. And that's another thing. Your reflection can be a shadow of sorts. You can get lost in it if you're in that particular frame of mind. And I really liked when I saw that first time through. It's just such a cool moment.
remember how to surrender. Is it okay if I drop some of the pressure? Have an adventure. Give me the keys. I think I wanna be happy now. I think I wanna be happy.
This is so nice too. So we have this happy now. And
I think I wanna be.
yeah, we have these happy nows, and while we are now getting a more major tonality out of what we're hearing, the quality as this builds is really interesting, because as we add Mitch and then Kirsty, the happy now becomes, it starts to spread, and yet even though we're not really ever going, it's not like it goes into a relative minor at any point, it still feels somewhat uncertain until halfway through that third, you're the happy now, happy now, happy now. There's that chord shift in the middle of the third now, and the resolution feels so satisfying. It feels so much more positive than what we've been listening to thus far, and that is a really cool thing. Sorry for the cut there. I'd forgotten to turn my phone onto airplane mode. Now we move on and we go into this. Now we've got full lighting. We've got full open visual. The shadow, the hiding has gone, even though there's still very cool use of shadow in this, like the shadow that's on the wall to the right, and the lighting kind of being a bit of an ombre effect, going from the darker corner on the left side of the screen to the lighter corner on the right. But we can see Scott in totality. We're still in black and white, so we're still progressing. But coming out of the shadow is the first step of what's going on here. Oh, this is so good.
Be happy now. I think I wanna be happy now.
And that's so cool. Even as the shadow moves across him, we never lose him. That you can still, at the end of that shot,
I think I wanna be happy now.
we can still see the definition there. It never goes back to being as dark as it was. And that's the nature of moving on. I'm just going to say use that as a catch-all expression, because I don't really know what this is being written about. But you don't stay bright all the time until much later. And so this, I think the emotional trajectory that's being displayed in this is so mature and well crafted. That's what's really impressing me about this right now.
I think I wanna be happy now. Is it illegal to move on without you? Am I allowed to when I'm without you? Is it illegal to dance?
And now as we come into this, Scott's voice has gone up, he's singing higher, there's more motion in how everybody is moving, like even just something as simple as Matt turning to one side. There's motion there. There's more energy in the voice. Like Scott's voice now has more of a punch to it than it did a minute ago. Plus, we've now got a bit more of an active percussion coming in from Kevin. This is brilliant. And notice even the footage now of the flowers opening is happening faster. That bloom is coming sooner. There's just, there's so much in this. I love now how we've taken the majority of the harmony of this and it's staying where it was, and Scott has gone up. And so he's now standing apart vocally from where the rest of the group is sitting. And it creates a different dynamic. We've gone from being part of the muddle. Now something is standing out more. And so there's also a melodic progression in terms of how Scott is actually performing that melody here. This is... I love this. This is really well done. The narrative in this performance is spectacular. And notice now even that same progression. I don't know if it's exactly the same chords, I'm not going to go back and check. But this time around, partly because Scott's higher, but also the energy in the voice, things like that, these chords sound a little bit more positive than they did the last time. So even to that point, this arrangement, again, Scott, good work. This is great. And now everyone's in much more light, and we're getting a much clearer view of pretty much everybody. Still, as we see here, a little bit of obscurity, but less so. And then, that reveal is so good. This right here. That is great. That moment right there of the doom being the color pouring across the screen now. And even though it is just monochrome, the power behind that color coming into what has been a black and white video for 1 minute and 20 seconds is genius. I love this. And now this is a completely different feel to the singing. The fact that there's multiple people. Am I happy now? Let's pretend I didn't just do that. Yes, I have not warmed up. It's feels like 36 degrees Celsius here today, so the AC is going overtime. And I've realized one downside of me having my little recording spot in the basement is when the AC is going full blast to warm the rest of the house, it's the coldest place, which doesn't do a voice any favors, in case you didn't know. So my voice is anything but warmed up right now. Anyway, going back, yes. But that complete change in quality of singing that happens there, it's a different texture, it's a different volume, it's a different energy, and that's it's another step, right? This is a thing of steps. Take different steps. We've gone from in shadow to being in light, into being in color, into being vocally much bigger than it was before. This is so good. Am I happy now? Yeah, right now. With or without you. Right now. Am I happy now? The rhythm section in this, can I just comment, because it doesn't do as much. There's no showing off going on between Kevin and Matt here. But my goodness, they are so solid. They are holding this thing down. And I think just because a vocal percussionist isn't essentially putting fills in all over the place and showing off doesn't mean they're not doing a great job. And same goes for a bass line. Sometimes a bass... Look at Pachelbel's Canon. which I talked about a lot 2 weeks ago in the Tommy Johansson basket case cover. It's that piece has the same bass line 84 times. I may not like that in that particular piece, but that's its job, and it does it exceptionally well. That's not what's happening here. But I love that the bass line and the percussion are consistent, that it keeps this feeling, and as they build too, right? And I want to mention it because I feel like it's something you could go through this song and miss because of what's going on elsewhere, but those two are doing a phenomenal job. I love these bursts of, and I love the color comes and goes. There's these bursts of color coming out behind people. Mitch, kind of the color almost disappears for a minute there, back to the pure white. Just as this play is going on, this kind of whirlwind of where are we? Are we forward yet? Are we still getting there? Like this is so good. Also, everybody's faces are lighter now. Like, you look at the smile that was in Kevin's eyes right there, and we're going to get that from Matt again when we get to the next cut. Mitch, still very, of all of them, probably the most obscured still. Kirsty a little bit with all the glass rain and all that kind of stuff, but... And even there, that cut, the flash cut, 4 or 5 cuts in very quick succession in the space of a second. That's even picked up from where we are before. Like, everything's getting more motion to it. And now we're getting this cool thing we're going to get for 20 seconds or so, where there's 2 people on screen and it's switching who is paired with whom and which direction they're looking in and all that sort of thing. And we're getting a sense of, I guess, togetherness, which is interesting because the song's about being happy, moving on from something or someone. But I love that now we're seeing pairs before we get to the group together at the end. It's starting to set up those final progressions. And I love it. And here, this line across Scott's face is great. But then that one piece of colour in the water, like the rivulet of water that's coming down here on the right side of Kirsty's face. Right here. Oh, my mouse was on the screen that whole time, sorry. But right there, that is brilliant. And you can get a sense of colour in the raindrops over on the left-hand side, the water droplets. But this shining line of green, so good.
Without you, am I allowed to? When I'm without you, is it illegal to dance like I'm about to? Am I allowed to? When I'm without you, I wanna be happy now.
And notice that it's not, I want to be happy now, happy now, happy now, whatever the things were. Now it's, I want to be happy now. There's more coming out. The chorus is evolving too. Everything about this song is evolving. And now we're getting these beautiful bursts of colour and the stunning floral backgrounds that have been set up here. This is just gorgeous.
I want to be happy now.
And now we get full backgrounds in colour. We can see what's going on. I love the choice of having a lamp in this photo as well. There's a warmth to that light. This is just lovely. And this balance of reds and yellow and blue blue is still the overwhelming colour here, but this red on the left, the yellow light shining on the right, we've got such a variety. And to go to that from that black and white opening, this is stunning. And now we're still asking the same question. Is it illegal to move on? But listen to the vocals. Hey-oh. It's so much more kind of like, it's ebullient now. There's a real joy to the singing. And at this point, they have moved on, I think. They're just finding those final pieces of being together as a group and the final full sets of colours and things like that. But they're not asking the question out of trepidation anymore, or out of some sense of obligation to someone who isn't there. They're asking the question because they're happy and maybe it feels a little weird in the emotional state at this point to be that, but they've stepped over that line, right? That's the feeling I'm getting from all of this. And now we get this great thing. You go back to the black and white image, but these puffs of color. I mean, this is great. Also, the editing to get to sort of all these transitions and all this shifting of color has been so beautifully done. I wish they would credit their editors. Well, their production team in general. But my goodness, this has been well done. Am I happy now? Right now, with or without you. Right now, am I happy now? Just me. And now we have this. There's this whole sense of like everyone's singing together. You know, you've got 3 of them now singing "Am I Happy Now." Plus, of course, then bass and percussion carrying on underneath. But now it really is, am I happy now? Yeah, I really am. It's checking in now. It's not asking that question out of a lack of permission or awareness. It's asking that question of like am I happy? Yeah, I'm happy. That's, this is great, and their vocal balance is so lovely too. Like it's got a more powerful chorus effect than just the 5 of them. I'm not sure if there's some double tracking going on there. There might be, but it feels they feel bigger as a group than 5 people right now, and that might also be the evolution of this song creating that effect. But it's possible there's some technical stuff going on there as well. I'm not sure, but. Regardless, I love it, and I think it's a really smart move. Am I happy now? Just me myself, and I. Am I now? No more holding back. Left that in the past. Grateful for the lessons that I learned, 'cause now. That's such a great line. No more holding back. Left that in the past. And it's not. It's holding yourself back, right? Because that's what that whole question was about to begin with. Is it okay to be happy? That question is a form of holding yourself back, and they've got past that. The song's moved on. I feel like this song sums up how a lot of people are probably feeling right now. This is wherever you are right now, if this is how you're feeling, hugs to you. And I hope that this song is a burst of positivity into that energy, because it can be a difficult place to be. And I love that they're tackling this in what feels to me, at least, as being a very sort of thoughtful and positive way. And it's been really well thought through. Like this whole progression that I keep talking about. For the last time I felt that I was in a dark place to this extent, feels like the thought process I went through on my way back out of it. And I would love to know that this song helps some folks, because I feel like it must have done. It's so well written. No more holding back. Left that in the past. Grateful for the lessons that I learned, 'cause now I cry because I'm laughing. Far from all this dancing. All because I know, am I happy now? That's so lovely as well. Now I'm crying because I'm laughing. Like this is now all about positivity. The whole song has upgraded to being about positivity, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I love the joy. Like this is now pure joy in this song. We've come full journey to the other end of this emotional chain, and it's brilliant. Because I'm laughing. Cause now cry because I'm laughing. Far from all this dancing. All because This build is also great. This wah, wah, it's not, I know that's not the sound they're making, but this gradual pulse that is increasing in intensity as we go. Oh, genius. It's almost an wah, 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 wah. And it's nice because it's going from a dark sound to an wah to a lighter sound. Like, we're not going full, like, it's not picking up that much, but it's a subtler difference than that, but it's noticeable. And again, we're getting louder, and each increment of getting louder has its own little progression up. This is great.
Cry because I'm laughing, far from all this dancing, all because I know, am I happy now? Right now, with or without you. Right now, am I happy now?
It's infectious, isn't it? I feel happy watching this, and that's the whole point of this thing. But it's just seeing this group as a whole too, being in this place of being like, we're all just moving freely, singing, smiling. We're there. This is happy. This is beautiful. I love this. And this plant set is stunning. Like, what they've done to create this room of sort of everything has grown throughout the video, and now we're in this thing where it's just there's growth all around, and it's all verdant, it's all green, it's all happy growth. It's so powerful. This is great. Oh, that is so good. And I love that progression at the end there. Ooh, all darker sounds, but it doesn't have the same darkness as it did at the beginning, and then that lovely ending of the wah, right back into that openness again. This is so good. Oh, that is a wonderful... Well done, Scott. Well done, Pentatonix. Well done, Mystery Production Team. I wish I could credit you properly. That is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed that video. And it is. I feel buoyed now. I feel like more energetic and happier. That is truly, truly, truly well done. I think that might be one of possibly my favorite Pentatonix to date. That is really, really excellent. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I hope I managed to bring some sort of perspective to you. That was a very visual analysis, I realize. I try and go for a balance between vocals and visuals. And I hope I spoke about the vocals enough, because they were fantastic too. Everybody kind of had their moment, even if it was being a support. But that visual was just stunning. Really, really brilliant. And well played, Scott. That was an amazing arrangement. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I please do like the video if you enjoyed what I do here. Do check out some more of my videos. There's a Pentatonix playlist that will be popping up in my end card in just a second. Please do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to decide how often you get notified about my videos, and if you'd care to, please do head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where you can donate to support the video if you so choose. That's going to be everything for me this week. Thank you once again for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an absolutely spectacular afternoon, evening, morning, middle of the night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.